My quick question to you is the solution.
The question doesn't have to be quick if it's in alignment. In other words, we'll talk with you for the rest of the day if you'll get onto a vibration that will support your desire rather than contradict it. But we will not be a sounding board for the continuing of a vibration that does not allow what you want. So begin again. You're just fine. We're not going to throw you out immediately because we want to have this conversation. So begin again.
I find myself building grids and getting close.
Well, let's just acknowledge that you're always building a grid because you always have a point of attraction, and your point of attraction is the combination of what you've been thinking about. So it's your belief systems, but what's active is what matters most. So when you say, I find myself building grids, what you mean is, I'm deliberately focusing in a way with the deliberate intent of matching the vibration of my vortex so that it can flow. So I find myself building grids and
mixing my vibration. They seem, what I'm focusing on seems
so
to be close.
I find myself building my grids, and because my guidance system is active within me and I'm aware of what emotions mean, I'm not always right where I want to be grid wise, but I know when I fall away from it and I know what to do. And the easy answer is, if you find yourself adding clutter to it, then just go general on that subject, because the more general you are, the less resistance there is. Do you understand that? Give us an example of a thought that you might be thinking that is counter to what you are wanting. Doesn't seem fair, does it? We're actually asking her for it.
Okay. So say I built a grid for a dream job, and I have a thought that the people who depend on me, if I take this job, then they would be without me. Children, okay, they would be without me. So that tends to pull me away from
All right,
the job.
so that's a good example. So I want a dream job, but I don't want to remove myself from other things that I'm doing and from other people who are counting on me.
Right.
So that's and it doesn't feel good when you think that thought, right, for a number of reasons. It's shooting your dream job in the foot because it's contradicting the energy of that, and it's contradicting your desire to be uplifting to those around you. It's contradicting a lot of things that are in the vortex. So when you think that thought and you feel negative emotion, mm-hmm, now try to go general about it. For example, we'll figure this out, okay, and I don't need to be all things to all people, and this may very well be the best thing that happened to any of us, and I don't have to figure it all out right now, and the fact that it's calling me must mean it's good for me, and it's not possible for something to be good for me and not be good for those around me. Now that's really general, but doesn't it feel ever so much better? And with that little bit of self-dialogue, you've cleaned up that vibration for now. That's the work. How could it possibly be so simple? You mean all I have to do is make myself feel good within my thoughts and I've solved everything? Yes, because when you make yourself feel good within your thoughts, you've stopped the resistance, which is the only thing that can prevent you temporarily from things you want.
And get off of it entirely, just think good thoughts in general, if I can't go so general with that vibration at the time.
But you can.
Okay.
You can. You have the ability to go general on the things that matter. And really, you must figure out how to do it, because you can't keep avoiding the topic that is so important to you. So you've got to clean it up. And you clean it up by getting general about it. So now, all of that made sense to you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those general statements. So if they make sense to you, then take them a little further. In fact, you could even take it as far as when it begins to feel uncomfortable to you. So, in other words, you just keep working the bugs out of it.
The discomfort is frightening.
My guidance system is frightening. It makes me, I'm afraid when I feel negative emotion? Go general.
Okay.
My emotions are my guidance. They let me know what I'm doing vibrationally. I want to be aware when I'm contradicting something that I want. It's nice that I'm aware when I'm contradicting something that I want. I don't have to move forward. I would never move forward in fear, but I can sure smooth out the ripples that are causing that discomfort. And then clarity ensues and I know what to do. Just keep talking. Let's work the bugs out of this. What else?
I guess I was thinking that there was some kind of, I know that you've offered them a number of times, but some kind of process. Can I take, I don't know if it means I'm too much in a rush for it to unfold, but can I take like 30 days and do something? Is there a morning process I could do, or some way that I could feel that
all right, go general. I don't quite know what to do. I wonder if there's a process around that will make this go faster for me, because I really do want to move this along, because I don't like the feeling of this negative emotion.
Right, okay.
Or this is the process. Negative emotion is a good thing. It's my guidance letting me know. I've evolved through all of these processes. Now it's come down to one simple thing. I accept that I've put what I want in my vortex, which includes a happy family and includes a happy career. I've put all of that into my vortex, and my vortex has gathered all of the cooperative components, and it's better to deliver it's ready to deliver itself to me now. And my only work is to align myself, and my negative emotion, which I adore being aware of, is my indicator that I can smooth it out a little more, that I can smooth it out a little more. And when I smooth it out, then my grid is ready, and when my grid is ready, then the details will flow in. So there is nothing more important for me to do than to let life continue to remind me that I want something that clearly I know, because of my negative emotion, that I'm not ready for. Negative emotion means my grid isn't ready for what I'm asking for. Now, it's telling you two things. I've asked for things that I'm not ready for, and I'm not ready for what's in the grid. Can you hear the distinction? I've asked for them, which means I've done the work. Life caused me to ask. I know what I want. The source within me knows what I want. My inner being is all lined up with that. That's the reason I'm feeling the negative emotion. If there weren't a different vibration, then there would be no feeling of fear. And the feeling of fear, or the feeling of discomfort, means I want something I'm not ready for. I want something I'm not ready for. I want something I'm not ready for. Because if you didn't want it, not being ready for it would not be an issue. I want something I'm not ready for. Don't you love guidance? I want something I'm not ready for. So you got two choices. Stop wanting it or get ready. Can you stop wanting it? No. So you've got one choice. Get ready for it. I'm going to prepare my grid. How do I do that? Do I do it by saying the same things I've been saying? No, that keeps giving me negative emotion. Got to do something different. What's the different thing I got to do? Go general, because I can step back into something if I'm general enough that will align me, and then I can step forward into more specifics. So you go general and feel better, and then you step forward till it doesn't feel good, and then you go general till it feels better, and then you step forward till it feels good, and then or until it stops feeling good, and then you go general until it feels better, and then so you just keep inching your way. That's how you ready your grid, you see. You keep thinking that there are other factors that need to come in to make it ready. There's only one factor that needs to come in to make it ready. That's your vibration, because the universe is responding to your vibration. Do you hear that? That's the distinction that most people don't get. If I could just get that in place, if I could just make my family and my children understand that this really is a good thing. So then when you proceed on that false premise, then they don't understand, because you've highlighted the very thing you think they're worried about, which makes them worried about it out loud. And then you just get more confused. Oh, maybe I'm making the wrong decision. Maybe I'm doing something that I shouldn't do. Maybe I should just sacrifice all of my desires and just make them my number one desire and just do everything. And then the resentment replaces the fear, you see. The answer is always just line up with your desire, and the universe will accommodate you. And so will your family. All of the necessary things will fall into place. What do you think is in your vortex other than this dream job you want? What do you think's in your vortex relative to your family?
I think that there's someone to take care of them while I'm doing this. That was my other, if I do this job, again, I guess I'm explaining, but if I do this job, then there will be someone will manifest who will take care of them.
So you're telling us that you want their well-being.
Right.
So now feel how much easier it is to feel their well-being than to imagine the perfect person there, filling in all of the details and knowing everything that they want.
Got it.
So what else do you think is in there? Do you think a feathered nest is in there for them? Do you think that what you put into the vortex is someone to understand precisely their each and every need, to be there to replace you with all of the faceted details? That's what's stuck in your vibrational craw. You've spoiled them rotten. And you know that there's not another person on the planet that is able to do those things. And now you want to take your ability to create and you want to focus it somewhere else, and you feel like you're letting them down. So you got to go general about that. It was never my job to feather their nest. It was never my job to think all their thoughts for them. This will be a wonderful opportunity for them to find their sea legs. It'll be an opportunity for them to reach out and know what they want. Their vortexes are going to expand as a result of this. It's going to give us all an opportunity to see how powerful the universal forces are. It's going to give me a feeling of freedom, of doing more. I'm going to be a much better friend and partner and mentor to all of them as I am feeling more satisfied and more fulfilled. There's no downside to any of this. It's all in the vortex, and it's all completely possible. And I don't have to give up one thing in order to get another. I can get it all. And it's going to show itself to you in different facets, and you're going to go general each facet that comes. Sometimes you're going to be thinking about the job. Sometimes you're going to be thinking about what's going on at home. Sometimes you're going to be thinking about an individual person who's showing an individual little bit of upheaval. But as you go general, go general, go general, you'll come into your confidence and into your knowing, and most of all into your timing, so that you'll say wonderful things at just appropriate times when people will hear them. Watching your grid fill in is going to be so much fun for you as you realize you can have it all. And that is the shortage consciousness that you haven't got in place yet, because you don't think you can have it all. You think you got to give up one thing to have another. Most people think that. I got to give up something in order to get something. And so then you split your energy because you're not willing to do the giving up part. You give up nothing. You align with all of it. You just don't do it all at once. If you say, I can't be at home and I can't be at work at the same time, that's certainly true. But if you say, I can be a really good mentor and I can be a really good worker at a dream job at the same time, you can do that. I can be both. I can be vibrationally stable in all things, you see. You following?
Yes.
Really good conversation. Something more?
No, I'll let someone else.
Yeah.
Thank you.